Good morning, my beautiful followers. How is everyone doing on this Thursday? I think it's Thursday, yeah. It's Thursday morning, early afternoon, depending on where you are in the U.S. or the world, because I know I have some world followers too. So I hope everyone is having an amazing morning. My nose ring is messed up. Okay, there we go, better. I started my morning out pretty slow in truth. I woke up and I really just needed a little bit of self-care before I popped on here and did my article, and so I did a little bit of work, and then I just took a good shower and drank some coffee and went up and curled my hair, because for me, curling my hair is just like this meditative state. I love it. I don't know why, but I always have. It's been very meditative, and I love my hair curled. No matter, before I had my funky extensions, even when I was little, I loved my hair curled. And it was definitely one of those days where I just wanted to do something special for myself to feel good. Not that I'm not feeling good, but I definitely have this mix of emotions today. So many of you who follow my page, I didn't announce this on a video yesterday, but I had the passing of a friend yesterday. I found out about a passing of a friend who had been struggling with cancer for many years, on and off, and it was a true struggle. Unfortunately, lots of kind of pain in the struggle. And yesterday she finally passed. She finally passed, and it was sad. And I know several of you have sent your condolences and all that. And so definitely my emotions are a little tender today. They definitely are just a little tender. And yet I have this great expansive joy in my heart right now from the last week or two of getting to connect with people in my life, and even having known this friend of mine. And so last night I went over I went over to go see my man and have dinner with him and just have some connective moments. And he held me for a little while and just let me cry, and it was quite beautiful, very appreciated and very needed. And this is gonna be a little bit, I'm gonna own this. I'm owning Addison, and Addison is owning this. So I am a little bit all over feeling a little scattered today. So stay with me, guys, stay with me. But last night, after the passing of my friend, I had this just great expansive heart, and like I still do. My emotions are really tender, but in a very loving way, not in a I'm falling apart, but just in this really like needing to tell people in my life that they matter to me and that they're important to me. And over the last week, spending time with my man, we had been joking about he's my undefined man, and how I wasn't wanting to DTR the relationship and all of these things. I sat there and I'm like, but he's important to me. He's important to me. And so I had this moment of needing to share from my heart that this man is important to me, even though I'm not at a place where I can DTR a relationship, where even though I didn't want to put a label on it, letting him know that he matters to me and our time together matters to me. And I talked to a couple friends and said the same thing, like, I want you to know I love you. You matter to me no matter what, even if we don't talk, like, you matter to me. You've left, and I like this term, fingerprints on my heart. It's these fingerprints on my heart. And it was interesting because even having the conversation with my undefined man, there was this pain that came up, just like the pain of losing my friend. It was this pain of being authentic and real. So I had to be real with him, where I was, and still loving the love that was there and is present still. But at the same time, it is painful to own sometimes your authentic place, where you are authentic authentically and to just be real about where you are. And I shared with him lots of intimacies that are intimacies. I'm not sharing with you guys, but I shared with him some of my fear and kind of where my own shiz is, because we all have shit. And I felt the need to share with him that he's important, and that the DTRing of the relationship didn't mean that he didn't care. And I think there was this kind of emotion that came up in not being able to, or not being willing to kind of go there at that point, because I had this pain of like, just let it go, Addison, let it go. And no, this isn't authentic. If I use these words, that wouldn't be fully authentic. It would be 85% authentic, but there would still be a little bit that I was like, I'm still in fear, I'm still working through this, I'm still working through that, I'm needing this, I'm needing, like, all this dance that we're doing, the beautiful dance. And I think that's what my message today really is. I think about my friend's passing, and there is great pain in it, but actually there is great love in it, because no matter, and I'm not going to cry on this live, no matter what, sorry guys, this is Addison Real. No matter what, everybody who comes into our lives really impacts us, really leaves these fingerprints on our lives. And there is this love in the pain of losing something, or whether that be a relationship, whether that be an actual death of somebody, there is a massive bumblebee, and I mean this big, going around my backyard. Very interesting. But whether it is the loss of a dream, there is this love and this pain that comes together of I'm so happy, I'm so joyful, I have people and things in my life that mattered so much. I remember a couple years back, I had another close friend that I absolutely love, still love. I had a really close friend, and at the point I remember thinking, we were really struggling at the time, a couple years back, we were really having a moment, and I went, isn't it beautiful that I'm in so much pain for potentially losing this relationship? Because it showed that it mattered. It showed that it made an impact. Yes, there's all this pain. Yes, there's all this sorrow, but there's also this love. I wouldn't feel pain if I didn't have the love, if I wasn't there, if my heart wasn't open to it. And I think we like to look at loss, whether that be a divorce or a breakup of a relationship or a death of somebody, or even just the loss of being able to maybe speak words that our head is telling us, go, just speak it. Sometimes we're just not there. We haven't processed through things yet. We have to take ourselves for where we are. But there is beauty, because the fact is that pain, that I'll use the word turmoil, potentially, shows us that we love, shows us that we care, shows us that something matters to us in our lives. And I think that is really my message. The pain also means that we're being authentic. And the pain means that we loved. And it means that something mattered. It means that we let something into our hearts. I get people in my office, in my coaching business, every single day that'll talk about having wished they did something different in a relationship, or why something didn't work out, or the death of somebody, or a goal falling through. And it's but look at your potential for love. Look at your potential. Look at how much that thing mattered to you. And did you appreciate it while it was there? Sometimes the answer is no. Sometimes we don't appreciate when it's there. Sometimes we look back, like I look back at the passing of my friend, and I was like, I had not talked to her in a little bit of time. And I went, I should have reached out. And so I had that come up, but I was like, what? There is always that potential of coming up of, did you really appreciate it while it was there? And I think that is why it's so important to have your gratitudes each day and not stick with these same, I tell my clients, do not write the same gratitudes every single day in your gratitude journal or in your processing. Like, the fact is, you have so many things to be grateful for, and so switch it up. Make sure that you're really taking stock of all the things you can be grateful for, all the things that matter to you, all the places that you are loving and you are being loved. And it doesn't matter what the relationship is. It doesn't matter what label you put on it. The fact is, if the love is there, the love is there. And so my message really is, we have great potential for love. And when we feel pain, that just means that it is the universe showing us that something mattered. And that we do have these great big freaking hearts. These great big freaking hearts that hurt because things in our lives matter. But also that we can be up here. We can feel all this joy. We can feel all this pleasure and passion and love. And to not block out the pain. And to be authentic. To be authentic. Because that is loving. That is loving. Last night, if I had looked at my, jokingly, undefined man, my special man, my sweet man, whatever I want to call him, for the moment, because I usually use the term lover, and it wasn't, like, for some reason, that just doesn't fit. It doesn't feel like it fits right now. So, if I looked at him and said to him, and and threw a label on the table, I would have been very unloving, because I would have been being inauthentic. And as much as my brain wanted to label, because I am a Virgo, and I like my boxes, I like my little boxes, and as much as I wanted to give that to him, not that he's pushing me to do that, because he's not. He's actually very patient with me in my process. We are patient with each other in our process. But I would have been incredibly inauthentic, and that's not loving. And so sometimes we have to be authentic, and that creates pain. And in that authenticity, though, there is such love. There truly is such love. And I think this is what many couples or relationships, even friendships, or even kid relationships with your children, your colleagues, I think this is where we really struggle, because we think that if somebody else has a negative reaction, that it is not loving. But being the most authentic us is so loving, is so incredibly loving. I don't think there is anything more loving than being authentic about where you are. And so I look at the pain of this loss of this friend, this beautiful woman, this truly beautiful woman that really had a massive impact on me, massive impact, left those beautiful fingerprints on my heart. I look at the pain of losing her, and there's lots of spiritual beliefs I have that are really, really helping me through and things like that, but I look at the pain of losing her and I go, wow, but that meant I loved, and that meant she lived and loved too, because we wouldn't have connected. And I look at past relationships, people that I've lost in my life, people that are no longer present, but beautiful moments. I actually, a couple days ago, I made this statement, because I was doing this beautiful share with my man, and I was sharing about past relationships and some beautiful sexual moments I've had some really powerful moments. And part of me went, this might cause a little turmoil inside of him. I know this. But those are beautiful moments, and I am in such gratitude, and it is so authentic of me to share that. It is also, I can look back at those relationships, I can look back at those people, and no matter what the status of, if we're still in connection, if we're not in connection, I look back and go, I loved, and they loved me in that moment. There was a connection. We wouldn't have connected. That shows that they had a heart and I had a heart, no matter what ends up happening. And so we look at these breakups, and I think I want you to think through your world. And if you've I have so many people who are going through a lot of breakup right now, a lot of pain, a lot of breakup. COVID has not helped that. There's been a lot of relationship shifting that has been happening over the last few months that I'm seeing in my coaching practice. And so I want you to, maybe, if you're one of those beautiful people who is in that space today, to make that little tweak and go, yeah, but how beautiful that I got to experience that. Look at my heart. Look at this other person's heart. Look at the moments we had together. And really cherish those. And really cherish those moments. And look at it as a sign that you're of your potential to love. And get really authentic with yourself. And with those around you. Because that is the most loving you can be. It's the most loving you can be. So, on that note, I am going to let you beautiful, beautiful followers go. But I have a million workshops. I am not announcing them all. I have oral, I have orgasm camp, I have tantric alignment puja, I have, we have sex magic, Kendall's got sex magic coming up. We have a cock connective, so many workshops, like so incredibly many workshops. I'm not going to go through what each is, but you can jump over to addisonbell.net/events page, or just go to addisonbell.net and click the little events tab, and you can find all the events for those in my local area. Those who are not in my local area, or those in my local area but are watching one-on-one coaching, I have a summer special going on. This is 50% off my consults to work with me one-on-one. This is also free discovery calls. If you are interested in potentially doing coaching, this is a great way to just get a little information, just chit-chat, like really quick. We're not going to talk goals, but we are going to connect and then get you set up for a consultation. So you can go over, again, to my website, addisonbell.net, and find all of that. And I hope you guys have a beautiful, blessed rest of your day. Go recover your life. Go live your life. Because your life is meant to be lived. Don't settle for just surviving. Really thrive. All right, guys. I love you, and have an amazing rest